Hello everyone, today we're going to be discussing what went wrong with Arsenal's season. I hope you do enjoy. If you do, as always, please be sure to like and subscribe for more from me on this channel. The 24-25 season is coming to an end. We have one game left, which will be against Southampton in the Premier League away from home. It has to be, in my opinion, the most exhausting season from an Arsenal fan standpoint that has been in the Mikel Arteta era. This exhaustion effectively started in game week 3 against Brighton when Declan Rice saw red at the Emirates for kicking the ball away, a decision that hasn't been replicated again this season. There were some other red card incidents that seemed to only affect Arsenal Football Club. Trossard was sent off for kicking the ball away 0.8 seconds after the referee had blown the whistle against Manchester City just before half-time. In my opinion, Saliba's red card against Bournemouth was a red card. It was the last man tackle where he fouled Evan Nilsson. But it's frustrating that the game after Chelsea played and they only saw yellow for the same exact tackle and foul. What I will say is that even though there has been discrepancies and frustrations with referee performances, red cards, VAR, etc. over the course of the season, Arsenal have not reacted very well when they have gone down to 10 men. Liverpool have shown when they got Robertson sent off against, I think it was Fulham, that you can still attack with 10 men, you can still get a result. So that is something I believe stems from Mikel Arteta, the manager, and Arsenal need to do better going into next season. That if they do have a setback, such as going down to 10 men, they still attack and they can still hopefully get a positive result. Another key factor this season has been the injuries. I'm going to read a list of key players who have suffered setbacks this season for a very long period of time through injuries. Our best player, Bukayo Saka, has missed 4 months with a hamstring tear. Ødegaard missed 10 weeks after an international break. Havertz missed 3 months of the season with his hamstring tear. Gabriel has missed 3 months so far with his hamstring. Jesus, our other striker, at the same time that Havertz had his hamstring injury, got an ACL injury and is out for the season from just before January. We had a small squad to begin with. It got totally destroyed through injuries. That is no debate. This ultimately lost us points, and we have to take accountability for the fact that we went into the season with such a small squad. So for me, that can only be Edu's fault. He didn't prepare the squad, he didn't prepare the transfers, he didn't mean that we had enough players to proceed and make a sustained title challenge should the worst happen through the course of the season. I think a lot of the issues this season stem from a poor transfer window, and you could say bad preparation going into it. At the beginning of the season, Arsenal had what I thought was an okay transfer window, addressing some key areas such as that left 8 position by the looks of it. Looking back though, this hindsight's 2020, it was an awful transfer window. For example, case in point, Raheem Sterling came on loan for the whole season, signing on deadline day, and didn't score a single league goal for the Gunners. He also lost Arteta's trust quite early on to his Arsenal spell, as seen by the lack of appearances even when we had the injury crisis. For me, this transfer can only be classed as an F. Calafiori looked good in spells, clearly talented, very versatile player, loves the chaos of the game, but he spent large chunks of the season out injured, so he has to be a C signing because he had limited impact. Merino, in context, was a midfielder who was put in a graft for the team to play striker. I do believe that he is a top player and a top bloke, and the graft that he's put in to play in striker when the team is needed can't be undisputed. But could the resources signed for Merino and Calafiori be used for a striker and therefore have helped Arsenal over the course of the season? Yes, it could. However, that can't be Merino's fault, and for the effort he's put in through the course of the season, he'd probably be our best signing, so I'd give him a B. Neto, cup-tied, lone goalkeeper. Great, sensible transfer from Arsenal. At least Sterling can play in the cup. For me, an absolute E transfer. Horrendous. F, whatever. Lowest you can go. Neto was abysmal. Ultimately, though, the transfer window did set up Arsenal quite poorly for the season ahead, and ultimately that does lie with Edu Gaspar, who did the transfers. Overall, the window rating from the summer is a D+, just because Merino did manage to relearn a position. What I will also say though is January we pursued Watkins but didn't go very heavily enough. So we could have rectified some of the wrongs from the summer. We didn't. Is that on the board for making that decision? Yes. So I'll give them a C grade as well over the course of the season. We've touched on the negatives of the 24-25 season and campaign, but let's talk about some of the positives. I mean, undoubtedly, the two biggest positives of this season are Ethan Nwaneri's breakthrough to the first team and that of Myles Lewis-Skelly. Both showed they can be key players going forwards and can contribute to the first team next season, which has saved the club fortunes. Ethan arguably has a higher ceiling, but he has had less minutes than Skelly this season, and his breakthrough has been more accustomed to that of an 18-year-old footballer. Myles, on the other hand, has exploded, making that left-back position his own. The way he uses his body, the way he uses his actual profile of play, cutting in midfield and playing progressive passes is so good, so good. And his mental attitude towards the game, how he takes everything in stride, playing at Madrid and not looking over Ben when he's playing against Mbappe, Rodrigo, that so and so forth, has been honestly a testament to his personality. He is clearly brought up well. Another positive that you might not have thought of is I feel we have taken a stride in Europe. We were one result away from being in the Champions League final, having knocked out the champions of Europe, beating them in 2 legs. So we have done better fundamentally than the season prior, where we only reached a quarter and got knocked out to Bayern Munich. With the context of everything the club has been through, we have to then rate Arteta's performance over the season. I think that yes, we probably could and should have challenged for the Premier League, the Champions League, etc. And we did challenge for the Champions League. With all the injuries that we've had to the squad affecting key players that affects his system, I will give Mikel Arteta a B. I've marked him down on the basis on some aspects where we went to 10 men. I feel we could have taken the handbrake off a bit, been a bit more positive and less pragmatic. Overall then, this is not the season we wanted or envisaged, but with context we can see signs of growth, signs of positivity. Yes, we had less points in the league than the season prior, but ultimately we have remained in second place. Therefore, in the 23-24 season, we came second and got Champions League quarterfinals. This season, if you want to be glass half full, which I tend to be, we've made second and got to a Champions League semi. That's progress. I know the points tallies have gone lower and we would have been expected, if City to drop off, that we would have wanted to take the ball by our hands and win the league. What do we need to do, though, to improve and get over the final hurdle that is between us and massive trophies? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. Please be sure, as I said, to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the season. Has it been as exhausting for you as it has for me? Have you enjoyed the season? Are there any aspects that I missed in today's video? Let me know. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.